Welcome all to the SnailTrail4x4 podcast. If you like going off-roading in Toyotas, wrenching on Toyotas, camping in Toyotas, and maybe even poking a little bit of fun at Toyotas, and of course, hearing about how fantastic history is in Toyotas, then this is the podcast for you. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tyler, and joining me for another episode of the SnailTrail4x4 podcast is Jimmy.
What up?
How you doing, man?
Good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Nice. Did you have a good weekend?
I did have as good of a weekend as I could have.
Okay. Glad to hear that, I guess.
We'll go over it on Thursday, but essentially that this last weekend was a termite weekend.
Ooh.
Yeah, for our anniversary.
At the cabin?
So, we tented our house for termites.
Oh.
And we went to the cabin for our anniversry.
Okay. Well, we'll get into it later. I've got questions.
Okay.
For
Sounds
sure.
Good.
So, yeah. Okay. That's good news. Maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully. You took the whole family? Kids, cat, dog, and all?
The cat stayed at the warehouse.
Oh.
So they were in my office, and I told the employees the dogs are not allowed to show up Friday or Monday.
Okay.
And then the dog went to a dog sitter for the weekend.
Got it.
And then we took the little one, we took Reed up to the cabin.
Got it.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
it's a process.
It's a process.
It's a process. We will
sure.
we'll get into it.
Yeah.
On Thursday.
Well, that's exciting news, and we'll talk to that, on Thursday. But before we get to Thursday,
I did get to have a lot of fun with the chainsaw, though.
Ooh.
So.
When's the possible chainsaw cert thing?
We don't know when the class is yet.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure we have enough people interested to do the class.
Okay.
So I'm guessing we're going to lose about half of those people once a date comes out and people can be like, oh no, I can't go on that weekend kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that'd be my guess. If anybody is interested, if you're local to Northern California, we're trying to put together an off-road chainsaw certification class with the U.S. Forest Service. So if you're interested, it'll be for off-roaders, and the goal will be to get everybody at least an A bucking limbing and an A felling license certification with the U.S. Forest Service.
Are there A, B, and C's?
There are A, B, and C's. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. So like I am an A feller and a B bucker.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Why? How'd you get beyond A? What moved you up from A to B?
There's a few different things that they're looking for. The main one is how comfortable you are with a chainsaw in a bucking scenario.
Okay.
Right. And then the second one is how safe are you and aware of your surroundings in a bucking scenario.
Right.
And then the third one is, can you really read, what is it? Tension and
tension and torsion or whatever.
Torsion too, but compression.
Okay. Yeah.
Tension and compression on wood, especially if it's all in one massive pile.
Got it.
So
okay, like logs on logs on logs.
Yep. And then
so if I cut this one, how is it going to fall? How is it going to react? What's it going to do?
Yep. Or you've got
and how does gravity
logs
get involved
here and here? So if you cut it and released the tension and compression here, is the log going to fly up on you, kind of thing?
Sure.
So there's lots of different things that trees can do when they're in a big pile.
Yeah.
And so essentially the higher your bucking rating just means the more careful you are at everything. There's different techniques you can use for actually cutting as well in bucking, depending on the situation, depending what you're trying to do, whether you're buried in the ground or suspended above a trail kind of thing. So, yeah.
Got it.
I'm hoping that I can get up into a C bucking and B felling this time.
Nice. Okay.
So that's my goal and hope. And your chainsaw certifications are good for 3 years. So if you guys get it now, you'll be good through 7, 8, 9, and you'll have to recertify in 10, I believe.
Got it. Interesting. So if you're interested in a chainsaw safety course, get in contact with Tyler as he's organizing this.
Yep. It's really good. It's awesome. And if you already had chainsaw certification, you need to recertify. Then you only have to come out the second day for the infield stuff. If you've never been certified before, you have to go the first day as well for the in-class education stuff too. So
cool.
Yeah. And it's a really fun weekend. You get to play with chainsaws all weekend long. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I can't bring my electric.
You could. Yeah. I don't know how long. I would be curious to bring the electric and see how long it'll last on the second day. So,
not very long.
I don't know. I was impressed with my freaking little DeWalt one that I got and how long it lasted for the day. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. I went through 3 batteries weed eating the other day.
Nice.
So I think a chainsaw's a little bit harder on it.
I don't know. I mean, the thing about chainsawing it when they do the second day, it is a lot of standing around. You're not bucking things the entire 10 hours.
Right.
You're not felling things the entire 10 hours. You're doing a lot of practicing, but you're also watching other people and learning from what they're doing too.
Sure.
So there's not a ton of runtime on this. For like a 10-hour day, you might have a total of half an hour, maybe 45 minutes of runtime on a saw.
Oh.
So
could probably make it.
Right. I'm kind of
like, at least 2 batteries. It could do
it. Right. Anyway, so that's going to be coming up. I hopefully here before fire season starts, which it's already looking like we're going to be getting into fire season relatively soon this year.
Yeah, it was like 90 degrees the other day.
Fuck me,
We
man.
broke the Sacramento record by 10 degrees.
10 degrees? I mean, I believe it. It was hot, man. I don't do well in heat. And there was one of the days when I was like, bro, this is not working for me. So, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully fire season doesn't come up super quick this year and we get this class done because A, I need to get recertified, but B, it'd be really cool to see a ton of off-roaders show up and get certified because that also goes into showing the Forest Service how serious off-roaders are taking trail maintenance and the want to work with the Forest Service to help maintain the land and the trail systems, the travel management plans that the Forest Service has in place.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I see this as a twofold, really. I see it as I'm gaining some skills that for an object that is potentially extremely dangerous.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm getting a better understanding of how to deal with it, wield it, and use it.
Yep.
But on the flip side is because I'm getting this certification. Now I am allowed and able to do chainsawing in the forest, the national forest or just
U.S. Forest Service, any national forest.
Yeah. Yep. I'm allowed to do chainsawing there. If you don't have your certification, you're doing trail maintenance and you know how to chainsaw, you're not allowed to do it because you don't have this certification.
Yep.
So if you go do any trail maintenance, you should probably get this certification.
Yep. So there you go. Get in contact with us and we'll put you on the list for that as well. So let's see. There was another thing that I was going to say that I thought was a fun piece of information. It was newsworthy. I forgot what it is now. Oh, well, it'll hit me and then I'll interrupt and we'll get to it then.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, why don't I take it on and you can
I remember what it is.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So here we go. Because it is getting warmer early this year. A fun tidbit about Barrett Lake. Anybody who's in the Northern California area and likes wheeling on Barrett Lake and going out and having a good time at the lake for the weekend. It's fantastic. Highly recommend everybody to go out there and check it out. It's an awesome spot. Just beware that it is a small congested area to be camping. So be respectful of those around you and don't stay up until 4 a.m. playing beer pong or rowdy games, please. Anyways, so Barrett Lake was on the 42 Trails closure in the Sierras.
Yeah.
And it was the last trail to reopen up in the Sierras. And I want to say everything shut down like 2008 and Barrett Lake got reopened in 16, 17.
Ooh,
somewhere in there, 2016 or 17, something like that. So it's been open quite a few years now. 2024 was the last year that it was under the moisture monitoring rules from the 42 trail shutdown.
Okay. Got it.
Which means starting 2025, they don't have to measure a certain minimal amount of moisture in the area in order to open the trail.
Sure.
They can just open the trail according to the other trail openings for seasonal closures.
Or trail maintenance.
Yep. Or whenever trail maintenance goes in and gets their trail maintenance done. So they didn't do that in 2025 though, because they needed to get the bathrooms fixed.
Oh.
So the trail opened late in the year last year because of redoing the bathrooms, which really needed to get done.
That makes sense. Yeah.
It needed to get done. So this year, since the bathrooms are done and I don't think we're going to get any more weather and it's looking like things are going to be warming up here pretty quickly and the snow is all going to be melted off up there. We could be looking at like a May opening for Barrett Lake.
That would be amazing.
Right?
Amazing.
Right? So I'm just putting
May.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I was trying to figure out what amaze had to do with anything. Amazing. Yes. Anyways, it would be really cool. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I have not talked with the Forest Service about this at all yet. But I do know that those two things are going on and that they were looking at opening the trail in like, I want to say, was it the end of May, beginning of June last year? But they wanted to get the bathrooms done. So they held it off for 2 months while they were working on those.
Right. And now that we haven't had weather in a few weeks and we've had hot weather, the snow might be melting. Yeah, they may open it early.
They may. So we'll let you guys know. I'll keep a close eye on that. A, because I really need to get out to Barrett Lake. I didn't get to go last year. And B, I'd love to spend some time with listeners out at Barrett Lake if I run into you guys. It seems like I always run into listeners out at Barrett. It doesn't matter when I go. Whether I say I'm going or not, I seem to run into listeners out there. So it's a really great spot. My favorite spot in the Sierras. And would love to see you guys out there. So, all right. Nice. That was my news update.
Okay, good. I like it. Well, we do have some giveaways going on. We should probably talk some business.
I guess so.
Yeah. Wah. Let's see. First up, we have a giveaway with Devos Outdoor. We've got their Light Ranger 500, their newest light to the lineup. It's a tiny little package light. Probably
just like Jimmy.
Yep. Just like Jimmy, fits in the palm of your hand. Jiminy Cricket,
do we have that conversation again? Where's the palm of your hand? How long is it?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Let's see. This little 500 watt will do white light, orange light, and red light. It also has a motion sensor. It also has a quarter 20 at the top so that you can screw it into a post or a pole of some sort. So you can get the light up and out of your eyes and into the sky, kind of where this light should be. I don't know. On the top, it's got some magnets and a hook. It's a really cool little thing. We're going to get a stand for it so that the lucky winner of this light, will get the light and a little stand. And we will do that giveaway come the end of the month, beginning of April. And you will have a chance to win the Devos Light Ranger 500.
My mic stand over here is a lot bigger than a quarter 20.
I guess so.
That's not going to work.
Nope.
Now I got to put it back together.
Well,
sorry.
Tyler broke things and now he's fixing it. I guess I'll move over to the reviews giveaway. If you leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, you have chances to win cool stuff. Like when we get to 800 reviews, you have a chance to win an Onyx Elite membership. When we get to 850 reviews, another Onyx Elite membership. But when we get to 900 reviews, we are giving away upwards of $1,000 worth of Morphlate gear. You're going to get their new braided hoses kit, whatever size, dimension, quad, duo scenario that you want, along with a bunch of other really cool stuff that I have no idea what it is because Tyler won't tell me because it's not released yet.
I know you're talking about that, but I'm back on this again.
Yeah, there you go. A light on a stand.
Light on a stand. Yay, I did it, everybody.
Woo.
All right. Yeah, so, I'm not going to tell you. Definitely. No. I might show you pictures. It's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Remind me before we go today, since we don't have to be out of here at any specific time. Remind me and I'll show you pictures.
Okay. Sounds good. So go leave us a review. Apple Podcast. Go tell your friends to hang out and listen to us through their ear holes, and tell them to leave a review too, and so that they can win some stuff, and then you can use it, or however it works out. So Apple Podcasts, leave us a review. If you want a chance to win the Devos thing, go over to irate 4x4, go down to watch, listen, discuss section, and click on SnailTrail4x4 podcast, and then sign up options are right there. So there's
Cool.
2 ways for you to win some cool stuff.
Yep. Anything else?
Gift boxes are coming out soon.
Oh yeah, pay attention.
Pay attention. If you have not responded to what t-shirt size you need to do it ASAP.
Otherwise, you're getting a schmedium.
Yep. You're going to get a schmedium.
Extra schmedium.
Yep. AKA maybe a crop top. We do have a few lady Snail Squad members. I'm going to see if I can get lady
Yvonne.
shirts. Yep. One for Yvonne and one for Brandy.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can get lady sizes, hopefully.
Okay.
Done. So we got stuff in the works. We got stuff going. I think the t-shirts are going to take a little longer than we had anticipated. Just because I didn't plan on getting t-shirt sizes for everybody. So that's that process might be slowing us down. So we will get them out in April. I don't know if they'll be out by the first week of April.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the first time you guys have had to wait a little bit on those. So.
No. Or anything on this podcast.
Fair. Cool, man. Anything else? I think that about does it. Gift boxes coming up, giveaways for reviews, giveaways for the monthly stuff. Yeah, I don't know. And I think that's about it.
Sounds good.
Cool. Then we're going to take a quick break and we're going to chat with you guys a little bit about the Mule. For today's campfire discussion, I did have quite a few people ask me about it. Pretty much all the listeners I ran into down at Overland Expo SoCal were asking about the Mule, what happened.
Yeah.
So we're going to dive into that today. It'll be a lot of fun. Take a quick break. We'll be right on back.
Are you stuck inside? Are you not sure where you want to go to explore? Well, open the Onyx Off-Road app. It shows you all the trails around you and it tells you their difficulty. Now you can quickly search out your next adventure or plan your next trip. Download Onyx Off-Road from the App Store. Onyx Off-Road, built for the adventurer.
Welcome back, ladies. I thought I was going to wait for the ASMR moment. There you go. Good job. How's that Guinness over there treating you?
Yeah. Are you going to open yours?
I'm still not even through my Sprite, man.
Well, hurry
you can't
up.
have Sprite and Guinness. That's gross.
Probably actually would taste pretty good. Mix it up.
Mix it together.
Yeah.
So I had a...
we made baby Guinnesses the other day.
I thought you were going to say we made babies the other day.
We tried.
Good job, Jimmy.
Thanks. No, baby Guinness. It's a shot that I had in Ireland. So we brought it back to our St. Patty's Day party that we went to the other weekend.
It's just a shot of Guinness?
It's a shot. It's like, I wanted to say 8/10, but that is 2/5. No, what would that be? 4/5 of Kahlua.
Okay.
And then 1/5, just a topper of a shot of Bailey's.
Oh.
And it
That's
looks
a Guinness?
And it looks like a baby Guinness.
Oh, okay.
But it's
I'll have to try that out. I have those at home.
It's super sweet, super tasty. Yeah, it's a fun little shot, but it looks, because the Kahlua is super dark.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And Bailey's is like a milk of some sort.
It's a cream.
A creamer.
Yep.
And so you put the little creamer on the top, which looks like the head of the Guinness. It's fun. That's just
essentially what I make. So we quote unquote call it dessert.
Okay.
So we're not big on desserts in my house.
Sure.
But we like dessert drinks.
Okay. Yeah.
So
we often say we're going to drink our dessert.
Yeah, exactly. So one of our favorite dessert drinks. So like if we say we're going to have dessert, it's Kahlua, and then Bailey's, and then milk.
Oh.
And then just blend it up together.
In a shot glass?
No, in a glass, like a whiskey glass.
That's a lot of Kahlua and Bailey's. Or a lot of milk.
It's 70% milk.
Okay.
And then 20% Kahlua, 10% Bailey's.
Wow.
So it tastes like a milkshake.
Yeah, I bet.
Like a liquid milkshake, and you just drink it over a bunch of ice and sip on it for an hour or so.
Yeah, that same party I made myself an Irish coffee, but I added, so usually an Irish coffee for me is whiskey and coffee. Yeah. Right. But I added Bailey's to it also. I was like, man, I haven't had Bailey's in so long. This stuff is sweet.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm feeling like really just dead tired in the evening and we get dessert, I'll throw coffee in it from the bar.
Yeah.
as well, and do a little less milk.
I love little affogatos, like the espresso and vanilla ice cream. Yum.
Yep.
I think that's how you say it. I'm Italian.
Affogato,
I should know how to say it, but I don't.
I call them affogatos. Affogato. Would it be? I'm pretty sure it's affogato.
Something like that.
Anyways,
moving on.
Moving on.
Thanks for hanging out with us while we do talk baby Guinnesses.
Yes, it's that time of day where Jimmy and I forget that we're podcasting and we're just talking to each other. We're like, oh yeah, we're on a microphone.
Yeah.
So
cheers.
All right. So today we get to talk about the Mule.
The Mule.
Yeah.
It just got wrapped.
It did just get wrapped, and it was looking so good. And the rear swing out was done. It well, almost done. It has a couple of things that needs added to it and finished up, but the Mule was doing good, right? It was great. And until it wasn't great.
Yes.
So essentially what happened was I was going around on that weekend and testing a new air locker compressor that we were had a prototype of, and I was messing around with changing a few things on the internals, changing a few things on the externals, mounting it in the Mule so that I could test the air lockers and see if it pushed enough air to actuate air lockers properly.
Yeah. You talked about that a little bit on the podcast.
I did a little bit. So that's what I was doing that weekend. And the Monday after that, I went to get in the rig and go pick up Reed from daycare.
Okay.
So it's my normal 4:45, 5 p.m. leave home to go and pick up Reed from daycare. And I got in it in the driveway and immediately thought, oh, I forgot to unlock the hubs from yesterday's locker testing.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's fine. I can drive to daycare, which is a 5-minute drive. It's not really, I'm not on any freeways or anything too. It's all back roads.
Sure.
So I'm like,
with the Toyota drivetrain, the front axle, and you're in 2-wheel drive, the front drive shaft normally doesn't spin, right?
correct. Yep.
But
because
when
you're essentially, you're not in 4-wheel drive. So you're not getting power from the transfer case.
right.
And the hubs are unlocked. So you're not really getting power.
That's where I was going to.
You're not getting power from the wheels turning either.
Yeah. So when you're in 2-wheel drive and the hubs are unlocked with a Toyota, nothing's spinning inside the axle.
Nope.
And the drive shaft's not spinning.
Yeah. At least it's not getting power. It may just be spinning just due to residual movement.
Sure.
But it's not getting any power, right?
Yeah.
If you stopped and grabbed the drive shaft, it would stop. It wouldn't continue spinning, right?
Correct. Okay. Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I forgot to unlock the hubs. And I looked down and I was like, oh, well, it's fine. I'm in 2-wheel drive. So should be just fine. I shouldn't be getting any power. The drive shaft shouldn't spin and turn things and force the front end to be spinning at all or anything. It'll be just fine. I'll just unlock them when I get to where I'm going, right?
Okay.
Get to the daycare, unlock the hubs, go and get the kid. So I got about halfway out of my neighborhood. And there's like a long straightaway that kind of circumvents the outside, circumscribes the outside of the neighborhood.
Okay.
And has a blind turn on it.
Yeah.
And so there's a speed bump and then 200, 300 feet maybe, and then the blind turn. And the speed limit on that road there is, I think, 30 miles an hour. But like, you're not taking that turn at 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And so I went over the speed bump and was halfway between the speed bump and kind of the start of the turn. And there was a very violent bouncing of the car. I don't know how else to describe it. And I could hear tires rubbing on like the like
sheet
a wheel
metal.
well, sheet well, like as if when you stuff a tire that's not properly clearanced, right? Into a wheel well, a tire wheel well. I could hear tires rubbing. And I'm like, oh, something's not right. And so I tried to turn to make sure I can get off of the road because I could also feel decelerations very rapidly. Yeah. Rapid deceleration. So I turned to try and get off the road, make sure I wasn't in the road. And I got my front passenger up on the curb. Front driver was kind of in the gutter. And then rear passenger was just outside of the gutter, and rear driver was like still in the road.
Right.
Pretty much. Right before this blind curve, right below a no parking sign.
Yeah. Yes, actually.
And so I'm sitting there like, what the fuck just happened? And I had no clue what had happened. It was a very violent ride with a very rapid deceleration. And I was like, I don't know what happened, but didn't feel good. Like everything was fighting me as I was trying to turn and get off of the road. And it got to the point where I couldn't turn it and steer anymore.
Yeah.
It just kind of came to a stop.
Right.
And so I'm kind of like trying to gain my bearings and look around and figure out
and you're still in the vehicle.
I'm still in the vehicle. And the first indicator I had that something was very, very wrong was I saw my coilover springs rolling down the road in front of me.
Seriously?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you think about a coilover here for a minute, coilovers typically are attached up at the top, at their top eye, right? Up in your coilover bucket, your coilover tower, your shock tower, whatever it is, it's attached to like the chassis essentially, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The bottom of the coilover is typically with the eye and everything attached to a bracket in your axle.
Yeah.
And your spring sits around that shock body that's attached between the chassis and the axle, right?
Correct.
So if you see springs rolling down the road in front of you,
it broke somewhere.
It something broke and right. Yeah, we're not sure what.
And in your case, because you're linked, if you broke a spring, a coilover that bad, that the coil's rolling down the road, which means to me that you. And I'm kind of playing devil's advocate because I know what happened.
Yeah.
Right. But
I like it though. Let's play this out.
Yeah. If a coil's rolling down the road, your spring broke somewhere. So in theory, let's just say either the top or the bottom spring broke out. Then there's nothing holding your vehicle up.
Yeah.
So that's when you started hearing. So the coilover broke and you started hearing things hitting the wheel well because your coilover left the chat and your vehicle fell down onto your tires.
Exactly. And it was very similar to Moab on Gold Bar Rim when I snapped my leaf spring and the tire, my rear passenger tire, just stuffed in the wheel well because there's nothing holding the vehicle off of the tire anymore.
Correct.
And then everything came to a very abrupt halt. That it was very similar to that, but I was doing about 20, 25 miles an hour on a surface street.
Right. With extra grip.
With extra grip. Yes. So, springs rolling down road in front of you, bad. And then second thing I noticed, I was like, okay, well, let's get out of the vehicle and see if I can figure out what's happened here.
Yeah.
And I try and open the driver door and it doesn't open.
Oh.
Like it unlatches and opens about, 6 inches.
Okay.
6-7 inches. But it's not opening. I'm like,
So the fender got pushed back into the door.
Yeah. So I look out my window because my window was open, put my head out the window and my tire was right there. Like pretty much under the front of the slider.
What?
Yeah. My front driver tire was under the front of the slider.
Okay.
So my first thought when seeing that was that's not supposed to be there. That should be about 1.5 feet, 2 feet forward of where it is right now.
Yeah.
Why are we back this far here, buddy? So that being there caused the fender, and I'm guessing when the initial impact happened, the tire launched into the fender, and because of where the tire was now and pressures on things, I couldn't get the door open.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, springs are that way, tires that way. Okay. So obviously what's going through my mind right now is that I think I snapped the knuckle off of the Super Duty axle, the 05 up Super Duty axle.
And the spring left the chat because the coilover broke during that?
Because the coilover broke, or on the Mule, the coilover is bolted in on the axle on top of the C.
Oh, okay.
So I'm thinking I snapped everything at the C.
Yeah.
And the wheel, the inner C, the knuckle, the unit bearing, all that is under the vehicle right now, pretty much under me.
Right.
And the coilover is probably just dangling there somehow. And the coils are forwards.
Sure.
So I'm like, all right, let's go out the passenger door.
Yeah. And did that one open?
Climb over, and that one opened just fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
that was good. So I got out the passenger door, and I'm looking at the passenger wheel. The passenger wheel seems like it's in about the right location, but it's canted, right? Because, well, it was canted.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, if it's canted, then either the steering is fucked up somehow, or the axle is actually in that angle, in that angle from where the passenger tire to the driver tire is, which are very offset of the linear length of the vehicle, right? So I'm like, all right. And then I walk around to the front, and there is fluid on the ground. The coilovers were both broken. There were no springs on either coilover.
Whoa. And
the axle pinion, the pinion on the front axle was facing forwards.
Okay.
And the whole axle was, up underneath, like almost resting with the oil pan resting on the oil, like the sump end of the oil pan resting on the axle.
Damn.
So I'm like, oh, that's not good.
So what ended up happening roughly is that the axle rotated 180 degrees.
Yep. Axle rotated 180 degrees. And in the process of doing that, it snapped the joints on the lower links.
Yep.
And snapped the coilovers.
Yes.
And so I'm like, oh, that's what I could see right now. So I'm like, okay, lower link joints are snapped and the coilovers are snapped. It tore the limiting straps.
Oh, wow.
And it took the, I believe it's 1.5 quarter wall DOM tubing for the pan hard and drag link, and curled it under the axle like a wet noodle.
Yes. I saw that. That was insane.
I was like, holy shit. But it looked like the Heims and everything were all still holding for the drag link and the pan hard. But they were totally wet noodled and wrapped underneath the axle.
From the frame under the axle, wrap it around all the way to the passenger side tire. Yeah. But still connected. And since the front of the axle is now facing backwards, it was like a perfect 180 flip from where they were. So it went under and wrapped all the way back up to where the arms were, the steering arms. It's giving me ideas for Samantha, but continue.
Nice. Get some clearance, man. Just wrap them under your axle. That's all you need. So anyways, looking at that, I'm like, shit. Okay. And, so I'm like, all right, what happened to the upper link then? And the upper link bracket tore in half. So I'm like, wow. Like it looked like the upper link was fine, the link itself, and the joints were fine, but the bracket tore in half.
Okay.
And I'm like,
that's crazy.
What the fuck happened? I was only going 20, maybe 25 miles an hour because I just got over the speed hump and then I'm hitting the blind curve, right? So I'm like, what the hell? And so I called, I called my wife and was like, hey, secretary, you need to go pick Reed up. She goes, why? What happened?
You already left. Yeah.
Yeah, you already left. I was like, just go pick up Reed. You'll see me on the way out and I'm okay. Just don't stop. Go get the kid. But like, don't worry about me. You can stop on the way back. I'll tell you what happened. Yeah. And she was like, okay. So she rolls up and, she rolls up and so I hang up with her and I call, Ryan. Hey buddy, you doing anything right now?
Yeah. MF Ryan.
Yeah. MF or Ryan, Smokey for those who know him out there.
Yep.
And he goes, well, I was about to start smoking in my Traeger, but it sounds like I'm not going to be doing that anymore. Huh? I was like, only if you don't want to. He goes, what happened? I was like, the front axle is no longer attached to the Mule and I'm in the middle of a street. at a blind curve. And he goes, I'm sorry, what? And I was like, I don't know how to be more clear about that. I don't know how it happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know what caused it yet. I'm just telling you the circumstances I'm in. He's like, I'll be right there. I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, the front axle was no longer attached to the vehicle. It was attached by a brake line, which we ended up ripping out when putting it on the, I guess it was technically still attached by the Draglink and Panhard bar.
Right.
But they were wet noodled around the axle, wrapped around it. So, yeah, that's, when the wife showed up, she stopped and was like, what the hell happened? I was like, I don't know. And she goes, well, here's this. And she hands me the front drive shaft.
It was down the road?
It was down the road. And I was like, where was this? She goes, about 20 feet back.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, okay. And then she also handed me the U-joint caps.
Oh.
From the front drive shaft.
Okay.
And I was like, where were these? She goes, maybe 25 feet back. So from whatever happened to go and then snap the U-joint and the drive shaft. The drive shaft seemed pretty fine. It was the U-joint that snapped and broke off.
Okay.
To find the U-joint caps and the drive shaft roughly 20 to 25 feet from where I came to a complete stop. I mean, that's how fast I was going and how quickly things decelerated, right? Mm-hmm. So I wasn't doing 40 to 50 and came to a screeching stop somewhere. Or it was a pretty slow driving on a surface street. So anyways, we're still not 100% sure of what caused it.
Yeah.
But once we got it back to the warehouse, and getting it onto the tow truck was a whole nother story in itself. That was fun. But once we got it back to the warehouse, we realized that we couldn't turn the front pinion.
Oh.
So like we unlocked the hubs and trying to move the vehicle and get it up on the flatbed of the tow truck. We were trying to get the front end to roll.
Yeah. And
when it was rolling, you could hear, it was stuffed underneath the slider, so it didn't want to roll. But B, we were able to have it kind of rolling. And we heard this like metallic crunchy noise happening. And so we're like, no, stop. Let's just unlock the hubs. That way the tires will spin freely as much as they can.
Yeah.
And did that. And then when we were doing that, I tried turning the pinion and it was seized up. It wouldn't turn.
Interesting.
So I'm like, interesting. I don't know what that's about. But once we got it back to the warehouse, and you came over the next day, we started kind of playing around, turning tires and wheels to see what might be going on with that pinion. And we were able to, play around with locking the hubs and then turning. We had two people turn a tire in order to get the differential and the pinion to spin. And there was grinding coming out of the front, at least the differential area.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And we had the cover of the differential off. Looking at the ring gear and everything, the ring gear looks fine. The locker carrier, the ARB locker carrier looks fine.
Yep.
Everything looked fine, but a really bad grinding noise was coming out of it.
Yeah.
So
I believe even the pinion teeth looked fine.
The pinion
teeth, from what we could see.
Yeah. Yep.
So, my guess was bearings.
That's my guess is bearings. There wasn't any chunks of metal really in the gear oil, and the gear oil looked clean that came out of the differential. So the only thing we can think of, and it didn't sound like the grinding was coming out of the carrier bearings. So the only thing we could think of is pinion bearings.
Yeah.
That's the only conclusion we came to. But what we think happened was something happened in the pinion bearings. They went out, they seized up something. I don't know what. I don't know why, because it did have plenty of oil in the differential. So those should have been getting oiled. It wasn't like those got hot and welded together, driving partway through the neighborhood. But for some reason, the pinion locked up, which locked up the differential. And since it was in 2-wheel drive, it makes the axle want to rotate.
Yes.
Now,
Because you're traveling, the tires are moving, but when you want to stop the tires, the momentum's carrying it forward. So the only way for it to continue to roll forward is to rotate
the whole axle
the
housing.
whole axle housing.
Yep. So typically when your suspension brackets are, I don't want to say properly attached, when they're attached to the axle and a linked suspension is properly controlling and located an axle, if that happens, you should just come to a skidding stop.
Sure.
Your tires lock up and you skid to a stop the same way that you would stop if you locked up the brakes, right?
Yeah.
That didn't happen though. For some reason, the upper link bracket gave out. And that caused, when that gave out, there's nothing now to stop and hold the rotation of the axle, which caused everything to rotate and snap the lower link joints as well as the coilovers.
Right.
So, that's where we're at currently with the Mule. And Dimitri over at Stellar Built has the Mule back, and we're looking at rebuilding it. And in the process of rebuilding it, we're going to get rid of the air locker in the front axle and do an e-locker in the front axle. We're going to do a much stronger upper link on the 3-link.
Smart.
And gusset the living fuck out of it with the axle and the gusset, the big R-Tech truss that's on the axle. We're going to tie everything in together. He had leftover parts from coilovers with King, some King coilover parts. So all that, we got lucky. They took the coilovers apart. And everything looked really good. And while they had it apart, I got to learn how the internals of coilovers work, and internals of shocks worked, and how the
all the valving and everything is,
the valve that's in it, and what your shim packs do to help control the valving and the valve inside of a shock. So that was really cool. That was a lot of fun getting over there and talking with his shock guy and walking me through those. So they've got parts. It looks like all we just really need is new shafts in the coilovers
and bottoms, right?
And bottoms too. Technically, the bottoms that were on there were not technically damaged, but it would have been too much of a pain in the ass trying to get the shaft out of it.
Yeah, okay.
Because they're threaded on, but it sheared off right at that bottom in the shaft. So he had spare bottoms laying around. I just need to order new shafts.
Dimitri has a lot of spare bottoms.
Yes, he does. Mm-hmm. He likes to collect his bottoms.
Yeah.
So ordered new shafts from King. That's on the to-do list. New joints for the lower links.
Yep.
It bent one of the 3-inch aluminum lower links.
Damn.
So I'm just like, we're just going to get new lower links, because I don't know what the other one, the state the other one is in. If the driver's side one bent, I would assume there was a lot of force also put on the passenger side one.
Yeah.
So we're just getting new links. Those are on order with TMR Customs.
Okay.
I tried to get some of Brian at 4 Wheel Underground, his fancy new links, the aluminum ones, but he doesn't have them in the right size.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah. So I'm getting some made at TMR Customs. They're making custom length ones, which is kind of what they specialize in for aluminum links. You give them the measurement, and they cut it and drill and tap them for you.
Cool.
So new links, new joints, new shafts for the coilovers, new coilover bottoms. While we're doing and ordering up the shafts from King, we're going to get new springs as well.
Okay.
Because I wanted the Mule a little bit taller than what Dimitri ran it at.
Yes.
And to do that, we had the springs at like 6 to 7 inches of preload.
Yeah. Which
is a lot. So we're just going to, if I wanted to be roughly an inch taller in the rear, because once I get it, once I load the Mule for trail gear, it was raked down in the back, squatting in the back.
Okay.
Right? So I'm going to make it so that when it's unloaded, it's raked up in the rear. And once you load up the Mule with all the trail tools, camping equipment, everything, then it'll sit level.
Got it.
So in order to set it at that point, we're just going to order new springs and play around with it that way.
Okay.
So we're going to get new springs on the Kings, new shafts, new bottoms and bottom eyes, new joints on the lower links, new pan hard and drag link And the nice thing about that is we know how long they are.
Yeah.
And we know how to build them. It's just a straight tube of DOM with heims in them.
Yep.
Right. So, and since we can pull them off, we'll just run a string or a tape measure around the curve
the arc.
noodle,
Yeah.
the arc of the noodle, to figure out their length and build a new set. Should go pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
And then the only thing that really needs to get fabricated is that upper link bracket.
Okay.
So what's left of the upper link bracket on the axle truss needs to get cut off and cleaned down to the truss. And then a new upper link bracket just needs to get designed and gusseted and put in everything. So all in all, like I thought that the pinion flying around would have like punctured a hole in the oil pan.
Right.
Because I saw there was fluid on the ground underneath the Mule when it came to a rest, and I thought for sure it was the oil pan punctured or broken.
Yeah, understandably. Yeah, for sure.
And it wasn't. It was the power steering.
Oh.
Leaking out of the ram. I need a new ram. Actually, I don't know if I need a new ram.
Just new lines.
I think new lines for sure. To go down to the ram, but the tie rod was just fine. And so I think the ram would have been just fine too. We just need to pull it off and take a look at it and make sure it's all true and straight.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the Mule, and the goal is to get it all back up and running with the e-locker in the front instead of an air locker. And have it running for Trail4x4.
Yes. I
Yeah.
know. That's a hefty, there's not a lot of work, but there's a lot of work.
Right. Yeah.
It's like the fabrication isn't that much that needs to get done, but you're pretty much rebuilding an entire front end to some extent. So, and not to mention you still need to figure out what's going on inside the axle.
Yep.
So, I mean, it sounds like if you're doing an e-locker, you're probably getting new gears or are you getting new gears for it too?
I don't know. I should probably. I mean, the gear set looks just fine. The ring and pinion doesn't look damaged at all, but we can't get a true idea of at least the pinion until it's all pulled out.
Right.
Until you pull the carrier out of there. Once you pull the carrier out, then you can look at the pinion. But the pinion bearing definitely, I think, needs to be fixed. I think that's where the noise is coming from.
Yeah.
So the pinion is going to have to get pulled out. And we'll see, hopefully when we pull the pinion out, we'll see that all the bearings are molten metal or
or see what actually caused this.
Yeah.
Because it's still at this point, it's unknown because the Mule's at Stellarbuilt and they haven't dissected it yet. Yeah.
They haven't pulled the front differential out yet to put in the e-locker.
Right.
So, until I think the pinion gets pulled and the differential and carrier get pulled on the air locker, we don't truly know what started the chain of events and the reactions yet. So, yeah,
that's wild. Yep. That's crazy, man. And it's just interesting to see like what held up. What didn't survive? What did survive?
Yeah.
How strong? Like, the one, what was it? Is it 1.5 quarter wall? That's the Panhard bar and the drag link that still held on.
Yeah.
But the links broke.
Yep.
Or the joints on the links
joints broke. Yep.
Broke.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of funny. It's like this tube. I guess the tube is easier to bend than a chunk of metal, but yeah, some things survived, some things didn't, some things broke, some things sheared, some, things are pointing in the wrong way. You didn't actually really hit your oil pan that bad at all.
No, there's a little dent there, but not enough to be any issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, any other rock would have done it more damage. So that's pretty wild. So there, like we sort of were saying, there's a little bit of fab work in regards to the front cross, the front hanger, the front axle link, upper link. That needs some fabrication done to it.
Yep.
And then it's just rebuilding things, right?
You got to rebuild
parts. Yeah,
and
rebuild
all the
parts
axle.
Back in.
Yeah.
You got to rebuild the axle. You've got to put the shocks back together, build the shocks. You're putting new springs in the front. You're putting new springs in the rear.
Yep.
So there's some work to get done on those sides. Yeah. So there's a lot of little things to do.
Yeah.
But all in all, like the major side of things, it's not that much.
Not as bad as it could have been.
Yeah.
I mean, if that had happened doing 50 miles an hour, 40 to 50 on the way back from picking up the kid.
Yeah.
With him in there. I mean, if we wouldn't have been on a freeway coming back from daycare, because we don't get on a freeway there, but like if that had happened on a freeway, like I could be dead.
Yeah.
That happened the week before going down to Hammers. Like I was supposed to leave for Hammers the following Monday morning. So less than a week, going out to Hammers. And then I would have had the Mule down at Hammers doing 50 to 60 mile an hour in the wash down to RP2. Like if it had happened there, I would be dead.
Right.
If I had any passengers in the vehicle while going down there, they could be dead.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of a crazy thing to think about, like in hindsight, like how, I don't know, best case scenario, quote unquote, for that kind of catastrophe to happen. It's kind of the best case scenario for it to happen right? Super low speed on a surface street. So it's easy to get to the vehicle, easy to get it off of the road. Nobody else was in the vehicle.
Right.
I wasn't out on a trail and, so.
Right. Yeah. And I think it, and I don't want to put words in anybody's mouths here, but I think that you and Dimitri came to a good conclusion in regards to things. And, it's back at Stellar Built to get the work done, so you guys are working it out between each other. Cause there could have been a loss of friendship here.
It very well could have. And that's why I've taken so long to tell everybody the story about the Mule. Is because I do value my friendship with Dimitri and he values our friendship as well. And so kind of tiptoeing that line of
blame,
bro, how did this happen? Nobody really knows what caused it. So like how much responsibility can both parties be under? Like Dimitri's beat the living snot out of that rig. How he wheels very hard on his, he's very hard on his vehicles. I'm not really that hard on my vehicles. And I've had it out on the Rubicon once. I took it down to the Fordyce River, first river crossing once. And like out on the Rubicon, we just went to Little Sluice and back out. So I didn't even do half of the trail. I had it out. I did have it out snow wheeling at Winter Fun Fest, but like I didn't do anything out snow wheeling.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like I used it enough to warrant that big of a breakage. But who knows? You never know. That's the I don't know, the downside of having a highly modified off-road vehicles. So
well, that and it's like to what extent does you purchasing a vehicle warrant your full responsibility for you?
Yeah.
Right. Or the owner, the new owner, like, when I buy a vehicle, is 100% of the, any issues going forward mine, or is some of the issues of the builder? Like, I mean, there's some interesting arguments that could be had here.
Yeah.
Or, I had another one. I can't remember what it was now, but, I don't know. I think, you and Dimitri, had a conversation.
Yep.
And you guys came up to a conclusion, and I'm not going to say what it is, but you guys, had a good conversation, came up with a thing that worked well for both parties. And, nobody's pointing blame really at anybody. No. It's like, can we solve this problem?
Yeah.
Works good for any or all of us. And I think you guys came up with a pretty decent solution.
I think so too. We're meeting in the middle. So for sure, it's definitely not like either one is trying to take advantage of the other one in the situation. We're meeting in the middle. I think it's a very fair solution to come to. So now it's just a matter of if we can get it done in time, and we really do need to have it for Trail Hero X. So, as far as I know, it hasn't gone up on a lift yet. I keep seeing videos. That Stellar Built drops on their Instagram, and the Mule just kind of sitting in there in the background that hasn't moved from where we left it at, and the axle is still in the same spot. And he keeps saying it'll be no problem, we'll get it done. And I'm getting a little worried because with how much work needs to get done, there's quite a bit of work there. In terms of just parts and putting the little things back together, right?
Yeah. Plus, there's things that need to get done after he gives us the rig back.
True. Yep.
Or us, you.
Yeah.
For things to get ready for Trail Hero X.
Yep.
Like you've got new seats coming, you've got possibly a fridge, and we got to
figure out a whole lighting package from Baja Design that needs to get put on. Yeah.
So there's some work ahead of schedule or before we need to leave to go to the event that we need to get done. So it can't be like the night before.
Yeah.
Because we need a day or so to do our work.
Yep. So, we'll see how it goes. We'll see if we get it done. And if he doesn't start it by April 1st, I might have to take the rig from him and take it somewhere else. Because I don't want to get to like April 15th and have 2 weeks now to get everything done.
Yeah.
So anyways, we'll see how it goes. We'll keep you guys updated on how that story turns out with the Mule.
Yeah. Pretty wild.
Yeah. I'm happy it happened the way it did. I'm not happy that it happened, but I'm happy to be alive. So
there you go. Yeah. Pretty crazy circumstance, but I'm glad in all everything worked out.
Yeah, and it's working out too. I think we have everything on order that needs to be on order. I think all the parts are kind of accumulated. It's just a matter of starting to work on it now.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Yeah. So there you go, everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody that's been asking what happened to the Mule. So we've been kind of teasing it for a while. There it is. So we'll have some pictures for you there in the show notes. And I don't know if I'll put any up on Instagram quite yet. I kind of want to do like a side-by-side of when I get it back and putting the pictures up on Instagram. So I'm guessing the only place you guys get to see pictures of it and the way it is now is this episode's show notes. And then I'll post more pictures later on once we get it back and we're getting it ready here for Trail Hero X. So.
Sweet. Cool. Well, that's thanks for sharing that. I think the listeners have been waiting to hear what actually happened and the bombshell and everything. If you have any questions for us, you can always DM us. I'm over at SnailTrail4x4. Tyler's at 4x4 Toyota Tyler. You can email us, Jimmy or Tyler at SnailTrail4x4.com, or you can call in 916-345-4744 and ask us specific questions about some random part on the front of the Mule and how did it fare? And we can answer that question for you.
Yep. I didn't tell the story about how we got it on the flatbed.
Oh yeah. Do you have any final words?
Yeah. So the tow truck driver that came was a younger dude.
Okay.
And he just took one look at it and you could just see his jaw drop and that you could tell he was out of his element.
Yeah.
So we were immediately kind of like, hey man, what can we do to help? What do you think? What are you wanting to do? How are you wanting to do this? And he goes, I got to make a phone call. And, so he called his boss and sent his boss some pictures and we could hear him talking to his boss and his boss is like, yeah, I mean, it'll be tricky, but it's very doable. Just get I don't know. Do you have your wheel dollies? Do you have skids? What do you have? And Ryan knew about these. I didn't know about these. They are a essentially UHMW skid that they can use to put under a vehicle and skid it along the ground.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't know about these, but Ryan was like, oh yeah, do you have your UHMW skids? And the guy was like, yeah, I've got those. And his boss goes, yeah, those would work on the phone. And they're like, okay, yeah, do that. Just hook it up and blah, blah. And he's like, okay, cool. So he backed the truck up, dropped the flatbed down, and then pushed the flatbed forward until it kind of got even with the Mule's rear tires.
Okay.
And then winched it backwards. And as it winched, because of the way the tires were, it tried to turn the front end kind of into the road more.
Yeah.
And so got the rear tires squared up on the flatbed and realized that if we kept pulling, it was going to keep wanting to go out into the road more.
Yeah.
So I went home and got Kermit.
Okay.
And brought Kermit down to the scene. And then we ran a snatch block from the off of a tree on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And then ran Kermit's winch over off the snatch block over to the slider of the Mule on the front and side of the front bumper.
Yeah.
And that helped as the tow truck was pulling up on the ramp. I would winch in
and keep it straight.
Keep the Mule straight while it just slid the front end on those UHMW skids.
Oh, cool.
So once we got that plan all figured out and we strapped the axle up to the chassis and everything with some heavy duty straps, we got it on the fork on the truck in it took us about an hour.
Wow.
It was just very small movements, a lot of little readjustments.
Yeah.
But that was essentially the process we had to use to get it there. And then once we got to the warehouse, we just picked the front end up with the forklift and rolled it right off of the Mule, off of the tow truck, and then dropped the front end on the ground.
Yeah.
All right, let's go home.
There you go.
So
yeah. Crazy.
Got to use Kermit to rescue the Mule. Rescue runner.
There you go.
To this rescue. So.
Well,
anyways,
my last words, final words is, how's your wrist?
Oh yeah. That was weird. Like my wrist was hurting. Did I mention it on the podcast?
I don't know if you mentioned it on the Tuesday after the accident.
Yeah. I think we're out at lunch.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, you remember how you slept on your wrist really funny and like it was hurting you for a few days because you slept on it weird? And you're like, yeah. And I was like, I think I did that. Like my wrist really just hurts. And I don't know. I guess I slept on it wrong. I kept having to like stretch it out and I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
And then at some point I was sitting in the dually, I think driving back from lunch, and I had my arm and kind of
It was probably driving home because you texted me later.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
It must have been when I was driving home. I had my wrist kind of sitting on top of the steering wheel, relaxed, right? And I went to like grab the wheel and turn a little bit. And it was just enough where I felt like a twinge happen in my wrist. And I was like, ow. Oh, that's probably what happened is when the axle fell out and it wrapped the steering under the axle and pulled the steering wheel, it probably sprained my wrist slightly.
Jerked my hand on the steering wheel and my wrist wasn't ready for it. Yeah.
So, wrist is just fine. It was just a few days being sore, but that was really all that happened to me. So that was pretty funny though. When I had the aha moment, I was like, Jimmy,
yeah,
I don't think I slept on it wrong.
Yeah. That was funny because I told you my whole story. Yeah, I was sleeping this way and I had this, and it was one of those things to me. It was like, you told me that you slept on it funny. So I went down the sleeping on it funny mindset.
Yeah.
Not going, you just got in a car accident. Maybe it was the car accident that hurt your wrist. Not, yeah.
Yeah. So fun times. That's about it, man. I guess give us a call. We love hearing from you guys. Love to hear your feedback. And anything else, we got it over at snail mail 916-345-4744. Hopefully you got it. If not, it's in the show notes. Jimmy, any final words for everybody today?
That was my final words. How's the wrist?
Oh, all right. And with that, my friends, keep crawling.
I got one for you.
Okay. Ready?
What is a snake's favorite subject at school?
History.
Nice. Good job.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
History.
Nice. I was going to say PE, but they don't have legs to run and jump.
I thought it might have been science.
Sex ed.
Slippery.